looky what we got here. We got some pork belly. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this into some bacon. First thing to do, get yourself a high quality knife, something nice and sharp, make it a lot easier on yourself. You're gonna trim it, you know, cut off the edges of whatever it is that you're gonna just throw away, feed to the cats, feed to the dogs, whatever's running around outside. Cut off the dried ends. Keep a bowl handy. Throw away the outside edges because that stuff's gonna be nasty. Once you got this all squared up, I know it's not square, but close enough, right? If it's got the pork skin on it, you're gonna have to remove this skin. We don't want this skin on here. It's where a good sharp knife's gonna come in handy. You can find the layer of it here. You're able to get your fingers down in there to get it started a little bit, but use a sharp knife to cut into it. Depending upon how much fat you want on your bacon, you can just slowly peel away at it. Keep the meat and remove the skin. Piece of cake from there. Now it's my choice because I don't like fat, especially don't like pork fat. So I'd cut almost all of it off. Leaves me with a very lean bacon, you know. Still enough fat on there to give some flavor. Some parts are really thin. It just depends if you get a good cut of a pork belly or not. This one apparently wasn't very good because most of it fat. Toss it in your bowl. You can chunk it outside, give it to the cats. I'm gonna prepare this for curing. To make the cure for this bacon, we're gonna use some brown sugar, some kosher salt, and 100% pure syrup. Not any of that Mrs. Butterworth or Aunt Jemima syrup, because it's not real syrup. We want some real syrup. All right, here we have 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliters kosher salt, 1/4 cup, 40 milliliters of packed brown sugar, and 1/8 cup or 30 milliliters of pure maple syrup. It's not a very big or thick piece of pork belly, so don't need so much. If it was twice the size, I'd need twice as much as this. But gotta mix all this together in this bowl, and then we're gonna combine it into a freezer bag, so we can put this and all these in the bag together and let it marinate for several days. I decided not to use a bowl, just gonna mix it all up here in the bag. Just knead it in, get it all mixed up thoroughly, you know, the salt, the syrup, and brown sugar. Once that's all mixed together completely, then put the pork belly in there and work it all out, cover it all up, or just take it out of here, rub it all into the pork belly and stick it back in the bag. So get this stuff rubbed on to the pork belly. Get it all thoroughly covered. Gotta do both sides. Smear it around, spread it all out evenly. Plenty to go around. Don't need to be super thick, but if you make extra, that's good too. Be a lot easier to smear it around on here. Just cover it up, kind of like what you want to do to your girlfriend, you know, when you got her in bed, got that baby oil out. Just work it in there, get it all lubed up, looking nice and shiny and delicious looking, you know. Gotta be some kind of dream to eat such a thing, right? This way, you know exactly what's going into your bacon. You won't have any chemicals or preservatives unless you use that pink curing salt. Then you have some chemical preservative in there. Or you can use celery salt, which has that pink cure in there. See this? Just rub it in, work it in. Massage that little pork belly. Rub his belly. Keep it rubbed. Once you got it all coated up, stick it back in that bag. If you got a vacuum seal bag, that'd be a lot easier. Maybe a little better for you. I don't have a vacuum sealer, so I don't use that. I just use big old 1 gallon freezer bags. All right, pork belly is in the bag with the cure recipe. Oh, I can't talk. Anyway, get it laid out in there as flat as possible. I'm going to push out as much air as possible before sealing the bag up. The reason for the salt is to suck out all the juice from the belly and the brain fart again. The maple syrup and what the heck did I put in there? I don't remember. The other 2 things. I just add some flavor into the meat. The salt's going to give a little bit of flavor. Maple syrup's going to give it a sweet flavor, and the brown sugar is going to give it a different sweet flavor. You know, kind of like maple and brown sugar, oatmeal or something. Anyway, squeeze all the air out of the bag, seal it tight. We're going to stick this thing in the fridge for at least 4 days. And you see, it's fairly dry ingredients here, but check on it in a day or 2. You should see water in here. It's all coming out of the meat. We got the bag all sealed up. The air's out of it. All we got to do is carry it into the fridge. Leave it in there for some days, and then we'll smoke her. That is some good pork belly right there. Oh yeah.